Well, we are back for transfer deadline day in Wales, and we are again left needing a miracle. We need some superstars, we're relying on youth players at the minute, and I'm not sure this director of football's going to deliver. I might need you to all cross your fingers, because if the last away game's anything to go by, it's still going to be another tough season. Yes, hello and welcome to the Desperation. It's part 10 of the Head Coach with me, Daniel. It's deadline day, we've got a game against Bala to take care of, and our director of football, I need him to be busy. No players have come in since the last episode, which leaves some gaping holes in this Airbus squad. So if you're looking forward to seeing if they get filled, and whether we can get another home result in the league, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM23 content from 2 long-term stories. We'll be back to start season 2 with Distillery in the morning. We had our end of season review there earlier today. That playlist up in the eye above, as well as the Twitch channel where we've got daily live streams during the beta. But for now, it's all about Airbus. I'm hoping this is going to be busy. I'm hoping it's going to be eventful. And unlike last year where we got a string of average 16-year-olds, I'm hoping this time there'll just be 2 or 3 of real quality. The players they've been scouting are excellent, but none of them they've ended up making a bid for. And that's where the problem is at the moment. So let's go and very quickly get the one game we've played off camera out the way. We lost 3-2 at Haverfordwest in a much better performance, but still a dose of reality in terms of result. Henry Jones scored 2 free kicks for the hosts, but otherwise we were the better side. A slight knock for Adam Davis, but Ryan Edwards and Ethan Morgan both got a goal. And we weren't awful. That's the best thing I can say. But away from home against an average side, we probably needed a little more than that. The home games, though, are going to be crucial. And for Bala, without their star man on loan anymore, maybe it's a game we can take advantage. Still got Dave Edwards, the Luton legend. For us, we have got no one new. Nobody has come into this club since the last episode. Cameron Ramsey, a youngster, has left. He's gone to Cray in England. And in the transfer centre now, young Stefan Hall, he is being linked with a couple of clubs in Wales, and one of them is Bala. Flint Town the other. He doesn't fit our tactic. I've got no issue if he goes, as long as it's not another left winger that comes in. So let's go and skip ahead to the day. It's 8:15. We've got a game at 7:45, but I hope there's a lot of action before then. And at 11:15, with no offers coming in yet, we could have a bigger problem because Jermaine McQueen, currently the second option to play in the number 10 role, and the second one we've got, we don't have any others beyond that. He has had an offer from Bala, today's opponents, and if he goes, we're going to be lacking a bit of squad depth again. We got very excited about the late flurry before the first league game, and now I'm starting to get apprehensive again. Might be looking for jobs before too long. There's just over 12 hours to go, and I'm going to need some big signings, especially if we start losing first team players. Where do we want to start here at 2 PM with the bad news or the less bad news? Because Stefan Hall has left the club to go to Flint Town. McQueen has rejected Bala, slightly better. Then he's gone and got an offer from Carmarthen, so could yet be going. There's no offers going in for players. There's not that long to go. I'm petrified that nothing's happening. By this point in every deadline day so far, we'd started to see offers. And clearly, the other clubs in the league are busy. Why aren't we? I'm speechless. I mean, thankfully, Jermaine McQueen has rejected Carmarthen, so he stays. But we have lost all of our first 3 choice centre-halves last summer. We've signed none, and we're relying on a youth player and a backup left-back to cover the duty. Surely you can see there's a problem. He's scouted it. He's boiled my blood already by putting scouting updates in my inbox, reflecting on his best players from the recruitment focus, which is a 4.5-star centre-half, and he's not delivering anything. I don't get it. Me and Liam Thomas, we had a good ride last summer, but we're really starting to fall out now. Shave your silly beard, go and get me some players and show a bit of productivity. There's not long to go. It's 7.75 hours and I don't think we're getting anyone. I want to see offer 4 when I come back. There it is, people. Sometimes you've just got to give a little bit of tough love. And look at him. He's ready to go now. Noah Edwards, a centre midfielder. Not the best position we could get someone, but one of the positions were a little weaker. I wouldn't mind a bit of extra depth in a diamond. Noah Edwards is at Aberystwyth, and it's a loan deal apparently. Let's see what he's like. Oh, now we're talking. Oh, Liam, I'm sorry I doubted you, but I just had to tell you. I just had to give you a bit of a dressing down and look at the outcome. 3.5-star ability, 4-star potential, 27-year-old holding and centre midfielder. Oh, he's natural in the holding role. He's a big upgrade as well. And he can also play centre mid. So either way, we are getting a much better player than we've got. Great on the ball, would probably be our best passer. Let's get this one done. Then just get me a centre half and I'll leave you alone. I did say this today, didn't I? I don't want loads of players. I want high quality ones. And this lad would walk into our 11. He's rejected discussing terms with us. He wants a better contract type than Airbus can offer. It must be because I think the offer had a mandatory future fee in. So looking at that, he's just not been able to get it done. It's another player in a club that's refused to join us. And bar Corey Jenkins last year, that's been unanimous across the board. Nearly 6 o'clock, just bid for another player. Get me a good centre half, please. It's 7:30, it's match time. I don't think we're going to get anyone. I'm so disappointed by this. Let's go and pick our 11 against Bala. It's not going to change that much because we haven't got much depth. Young centre halves are going to be the aim of the day. And fingers crossed, we can hold on for a result. Let's go and pick the team. Back in a minute to run through it. And not only is it not going to change much, our 11, it's actually going to stay exactly the same because we've played well in both games. You saw the Carmarthen one. We also did all right against Haverfordwest, but just conceded free kicks galore. So let's hope this time, this 11 can help us see out the result. I think it's the exact same one that played on the opening day as well in that last episode. Borg in goal, Masrani and Kamara the fullbacks with Parry and Owen as centre-half. Palmer, Ryan Edwards, Grinnell and Davis the midfield diamond. And then Adam Davis back to fitness alongside Ethan Morgan with his first league goal now up front. Lots of youngsters on the bench, they're all under 19s. So let's hope they're not relied upon to bring experience to the pitch because there isn't any. Let's go and get into it. Well, despite all the bad news for us on deadline day, there is some good news as well. Bala Town are significantly weaker than last year. They've lost one player to TNS. They've lost their brilliant youngster Caton up front, who I think was the manager's son. He's gone back to England where he was on loan from. And if we look at the team in full, David Edwards is a year older, albeit a brilliant former Welsh international. Lewis Dutton was our backup keeper last year, so he's weaker than Bradley Borsch if we can get a shot away. They're not what they once were. So hopefully, if we can get in the ascendancy, we might be able to get a result tonight. I don't want to wish too high because I've seen it go wrong before. But let's go out there. Make our home form count. No reaction at all again. It's back to what we know best. Still no assistant manager, by the way. And we're back with just 1 minute on the clock, with Bala on possession, which is always a bit of a concern. Long ball over is dealt with by Owen, who's giving it away. Oh, God, this is why I wanted a centre-half. A backup left-back, and I don't care what level you're playing at. If you don't know, how are they blaming Craig Davis for that goal? You've got a centre-half who's got 3 touches to deal with it, time to get the ball away, and has completely ignored the fact that he's got the ball on a pitch against 11 players. Kamara picks the ball up on halfway. I mean, that's astounding. Either the match engine or the animations are not showing us what's happening, or the commentary is a mile off, because Craig Davis, the number 10, has been blamed for that goal. And Owen is our best rated player on the pitch, 6.8. I'm astounded. I mean, we've just got to ignore ratings now, haven't we? Here's Glean on the right-hand side to Williams. Just as we were showing some optimism on the pitch, we are collapsing yet again. That looked offside to me, but it's been given. It's 8 minutes gone. It's 2-0 to Bala. And we are sinking without a trace. Well, I've berated the boys. I've had a reaction on the morale, but no reaction on the pitch. Although we've got the ball at the back now with Parry. And that's aimless. Shorter passing, I'll keep reminding you. Dutton clears it long, headed away, only as far as Dave Edwards. Did I say Bala have got worse, by the way? I meant they're now the best team in the world. No one can compete. As Borg gets the ball at the back to Masrani. Cuts inside from the right back position, chips long towards Adam Davis, who wins his flick. Morgan puts in Craig Davis. That's nice football, and it's a good finish too. Very harshly blamed for the first goal. I'm going to go back actually and see what he was blamed with. Let me go and have a look in a minute, as Adam Davis loses it again, but we are back in the game at least. That's something, as Knott's got the ball on the left. Big ball over the top. Bailey Owen chasing it, worries me. What's Borg done? Glean's now got an open goal, and he somehow missed it, thank God. What on earth is happening back here today? All of the mistakes are coming at once. It's utter chaos. I've got to see this first goal again. Craig Davis there is blamed with it for missing an interception. And this guy, not at all. No, done nothing wrong. Absolutely ludicrous. Then you've got the Borge moment a minute or so ago. We're at absolute 6s and 7s. And while there's individual errors like that, while there's a lack of quality at the back like that, there is nothing we're going to be able to do, no matter what tactic we put out. Half an hour gone though, we are back in the game. You can't really afford to give last year's runners-up a 2-goal head start. And to be fair, Sparks has come in, we said he was a good player, and he's delivered it here as Palmer loses the ball to Dave Edwards. Craig Davis wins it, but Edwards in again. Out to Williams at right back. This is the problem when the other side can put out Welsh internationals. As Williams gets it inside, good ball to Glean, 4 in the middle, cuts it back, no! I thought he was going to cut it back, he fooled me and Bradley Borge. Just rifled it from the most acute of angles. And he's into the back of the net. 3-1. Oh, this is bad. This is really bad, because I had optimism before today. I know I keep saying it, but it's the only way I can describe it. Really, really bad. Let's get through the dressing room, see what we can do. I'm going to point the finger. I'm going to say you weren't good enough. I mean, what more can you expect? Can we get a reaction in the second half? Or are we doomed to finish this day with no new signings and no points? Well, we're back with a quarter of the game to go as Owen's putting a big ball into Davis and he hits his shot straight at Dutton. That was probably the chance. Davis is our best player by a mile, but he is looking knackered. He had an injury last week and with this game basically done, we cannot afford to lose him for longer. So I'm going to replace him with Payrollade up front. I'm also going to bring off Granal, who's had a long injury himself. And I'll bring on Joe Jenkins. And then finally, Kamara for Curtis Jones at left back. We have got a couple more subs. Should I make them yet? Yes, I will. I'm going to take Nathan Parry off again to preserve legs for Healed. And we will also, let me just see which way round they're better. We will also bring on Nichols for Edwards. The main reason for bringing him on is that he's a great free kick taker. And we might need that later on for a consolation. 20 minutes to go. It's been an even game, but again, stupid individual errors have cost us, as we've got a free kick with Nichols into Payrollade. He scored! I think that's his first for the club, you know. Certainly, in terms of competitive fixtures, it is. It's a great free kick from Nichols. The sub gets up and scores a pretty poor header in truth. And now we've got a chance at a point. Can we get on the front foot? Can we make it happen? Let's encourage the boys. 10 minutes for this young team to deliver something special. Loads of youth players on the pitch. Barely any over 21s. But are we going to get the response? I don't think we are. We went positive the last 5, but nothing new happened. It's Airbus UK 2, Bala Town 3. Not a bad effort against last year's title contenders, but we can't keep losing 3-2 and just saying we're unlucky. So let's get through to the last couple of hours of deadline day. Please get us a centre-half. I don't know how Owen got a 6.8 out of that, but we're going to need a little bit more. Let's get through the dressing room and into the final hours. I need Liam Roberts to deliver. Well, I just wonder if there's going to be a late twist because Noah Edwards has handed in a transfer request. He's unhappy that Aberystwyth blocked Newtown from signing him, and while they might not come back in for him and he didn't really want to join us, he's now more keen to leave. So will our director of football pay attention? There's 2 hours and 25 minutes, and if we get no one today, we're going back to the job centre because we will need to escape. It's 11:15, nothing has happened, so we are not going to get a player out of this transfer deadline day. And in the whole summer, take away the stupid third choice goalkeeper, we have signed 3 players. 3 players that can compete at first team level. And how many have we lost? If you go for Munro and Owen from that list that probably would have been, just go back to the end of last year, check there were no others. I want to compare this here. So 3 players in, there's 2 out that would have been in the first team squad. Release players, Thomason, Edwards, Eyre, Crowther. Maybe harsh to suggest any of the rest, but that's 6 players on its own then. Then add in Corey Jenkins for 7 at the start of this year, and add to that the fact that most of the players signed in the last window were left backs. We're being left with a shell of a squad. This is ridiculous. I genuinely didn't think it'd be this bad because he's at least been active the last 2 deadline days. Here he's just done nothing. 45 minutes to go and I'm almost speechless. Well, it didn't take long for the wheels to come off in Season 2, did it? Bala have now signed Noah Edwards just to rub salt in the wounds. And if we look at the transfer roundup, you've got TNS bringing in 13 players. You've got Airbus letting the most players go and only signing 3. I mean, seriously. You've got to have a little bit of perspective here. I know his attributes are awful, but still. We have got, I think, 7 players over the age of 21. It is a scandalous effort. I don't know how we're going to manage to compete this year. We're significantly weaker. We just have to hope others are too. So let's go and have a quick look at the job centre. Please let there be a job about. Has anyone been sacked yet? Oh, Darlington, National League North. Let's have a go for it. Every job that comes up, we are going to go for. Fingers crossed, one of them gives us a chance. We go to the inbox, it's unsuccessful. It's already over. So hopefully someone else from a job's got that, and then another one will be up very shortly. With all of that done though, I'm a very frustrated man. I mean, you look at the squad, the size of it is tiny. We've got 7 subs plus 3 others. 2 of those are goalkeepers. You've got all under 19 outfield players outside the starting 11. I mean, we've got nothing to compete on. Yes, there's a couple of good players. We're going to rely on Davis to score goals. We're going to rely on Borsch to have good games in goal. Certainly better than he did tonight. But we have not got a good enough squad. And players that were rated 3-star last year like Granell, without improving, are now 4-star. Let's go and have a look at the schedule for a minute. It's going to be back. And hopefully it'll be with a job offer. But I somehow doubt that. Right, I'm going to leave it a while. Partly on the hope that we get a job and we can come back for that. I don't think that's going to happen though. We've seen it before with no coaching badges in Wales. So if not, I think when we're going to come back is the end of October and start of November. Because we play the 2 promoted sides away from home back to back, Llandudno and Carmarthen. And let's be honest, if it's anything like last year, that's going to decide relegation. They're probably the 2 we're competing with. We did beat Carmarthen convincingly, albeit with 10 men on the opening day. So those are the 2 we've got to win. And at the moment, that's what I plan to be back for. Let me know what you thought of that though. An absolute horror show from the director of football on deadline day. Forgot to set his alarm until the evening and then didn't bother doing any work. It wasn't really what we were hoping for. And the squad we've got now, if last year's was poor, this one is threadbare and dismal. So I don't see how we compete. Fingers crossed some of these other sides are shocking too. If you did enjoy that though, seeing another narrow defeat, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on for daily FM23 content. We'll be back in the morning with our 2nd season at Distillery. I'm in charge of transfers there, so there'll actually be some action. And then we'll be back same time tomorrow to see if we're competing in Wales. I hope we've got another job offer, at least an interview somewhere. But I think the more likely scenario is battling relegation with 2 6-pointers. I hope you'll come and join me to find out. You can find one of my top 3s for save ideas above my head now. And I'll see you here same time tomorrow, where hopefully I've been cheered up a bit.